With so many cruise options out there, you might be wondering, why Disney? Well, after several sailings, we've got a few solid reasons why it's still our number one.
In this video, we're sharing why Disney Cruise Line is our go-to, what sets it apart, and why it might be the right choice for you.
Let's dive in. Hey, welcome back. We've got another great video for you guys today, and today we're going to talk about the fact that in October, Michelle and I will have done 6 Disney cruises already.
Yeah, in 2 years.
In 2 years.
Yeah, I know. And anytime we tell someone that we're going on a Disney cruise, usually the response we get is, again? So this is kind of our answer to that question.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Yeah. Before we fully jump into it, make sure that you give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you hit the bell so that you're notified anytime our new video comes out. We have a couple of cruises coming up in the next couple months.
2 different cruise series that are going to be coming out.
Yeah, so make sure that you are subscribed and notified so that you can
join us on that.
Yeah. Starting off with the most obvious one is the level of Disney guest service.
Yeah.
Both Kyle and I used to be cast members in the parks, and so we are very familiar with that.
Yeah, and we value that. So
Yes.
we know firsthand what their training looks like and how important that is to the Disney brand, but it's made us value it as well because obviously there's lots of different cruise lines out there, even lots of different theme parks out there, but the one thing that really sets Disney apart, as we all know and come to love, is the cast members. And I think, especially on the cruise line, the guest service is at a level that I don't think you even get in the parks, to be completely honest. And I think some of it has to do with the fact that they're kind of a tight-knit crew, right? You have the same people day in and day out.
So many of those cast members have been there for years.
For years. We talked to our very first cruise, we talked to our head server, and he had been there since 1999, which is, if you don't know, that's the year after Disney Cruise Line started, which would have been in 1998. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we've been talking a lot about food lately in the last couple of videos. We're going to continue that right now with rotational dining.
Yeah, and one of the things I love about Disney Cruise Line is usually on a cruise line, dinner is just dinner.
Yeah.
But I love that Disney Cruise Line adds on like the theming and the immersiveness and the different experiences. Some are shows, some are just very themed.
Yeah, you never leave the theming. So like a great example would be 1923. There's not a show, but you still know that you're in a Disney restaurant. You're surrounded by the artwork. It's just, it's a lot of fun. And so I think that's that uniqueness of not... Disney does keeping you immersed really well, right? And so I think it's really cool on the cruise ship because they've even taken dining and made it that way. Yeah.
Even though we are moving to different locations and restaurants, our servers are actually going with us too. So you get that consistency.
And if you've never cruised before, it's actually really nice. I actually personally really enjoy it because I'm a little bit of a picky eater, as we've shared before. And it's kind of nice to not have to explain that every single time. So it doesn't feel as weird to me to be like, I might eat the same dish 2 nights in a row. And if I have to constantly explain that, it feels a little awkward for me. So it's nice that they get the chance to get to know you. And like Michelle said, that's not necessarily unique to Disney, but it is a really fun aspect of cruising in general.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the most important things that Michelle and I looked at when we were looking at booking our first Disney cruise was the onboard entertainment.
Yes, and one of my favorite pieces of that is the Broadway style shows. So all of the ships have usually one that is specific to the ship, or just like a little more unique. And then there are others that are just retellings. But I really love the shows, even comparing it to the shows that are in the parks, because they're just a step above. Like
it's really Broadway caliber performances.
So the first one I saw, I was in like tears. Like it was just.
We'll insert a little clip here of that moment. Michelle, I will never forget that either because Michelle came back, and Michelle, if you guys don't know, edits a lot of our videos, and literally there was a clip of like 10 minutes of Michelle going into this in detail.
It was just gorgeous. Like, I'm gonna cry thinking about it again.
She loves performances.
Cut that down
she loves performances.
And it was just so impressive because I'm used to the quality of shows in the parks, and that's really good.
Even broaden that a little bit more, just performances in general. Like we're constant theater goers, right? And so their ability to put that level of performance on a ship. That's the other thing you have to keep in mind. They're doing this on a moving boat. Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So that's one of our favorite forms of entertainment.
Yeah, and then not to leave out like the characters, the unique experiences that you can get with the characters. The shows that happen at night. So one of the things that some people question is like, as an adult, obviously we don't have kids. What is there to do at night? And there's a lot of great entertainment still at night. So you have the adults only Match Your Mate show. That's a must. Like if any ship that you're on, you have to see Match Your Mate.
Yeah.
There's lots of lounges that will have like piano performers.
Yeah.
They'll have shows inside of the Grand Hall. Like there's always kind of some kind of performance happening. And that's really important to us.
Yeah,
so,
and during the day they have like family game shows and they have other things like that.
And kind of going along with that is it's important to note, we kind of talked about this in our last video, there's so much to do entertainment-wise that you will not get a chance to do it all in one cruise. If you do, cheers to you, but I highly doubt that you will. Just kind of tying that back to last week's video. Yeah.
One of the other things that sets Disney Cruise Line above the rest is really just their maintenance.
Yeah, and this is an important section to me personally. I'm going to try not to turn this part into a TED Talk, but I'm actually a captain myself. I think I've mentioned that once before in a video. Obviously, I don't drive cruise ships, but I have...
But he does like big boats.
And I cannot lie. So, but with that being said, maintenance is huge with any kind of ship, no matter how small or big it is in salt water.
Yeah.
And every time we come into port, Disney is constantly maintaining these ships. Even when you're out at sea, the amount of maintenance that's happening around you, you see it constantly. And I would challenge you, if you're cruising with another cruise line or if you're on a Disney cruise ship, kind of look around and pay attention to those things because that is important. And another thing that I like that Disney still does, and I'm in a weird section here because I don't personally actually like it, but it's important. Disney is one of the only cruise lines that still does a muster drill, and it's a pain. I don't like doing it. I know a lot of people right now, I can hear them in the comments like, no, get rid of the muster drill.
I'm not going to lie. We have picked our room for an inside muster station.
I'm not even ashamed of that. It's a pain. It's an absolute pain. But the thing that I always remind people is to keep in mind that the fact that they are doing that, it's not just for the guests, it's for the crew as well. And that's so important for your safety as you're cruising on these ships. And I think it shows the level of detail that Disney still goes to, even if it's going to inconvenience their guests just ever so slightly.
Yeah. It makes us feel even more comfortable.
Definitely. And with that, guys, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
One of the other reasons we keep coming back to Disney Cruise Line is their adults-only spaces.
Yeah, and I think this is something important to point out. So other ships we haven't actually, I haven't personally sailed with their ships, but I know that other ships have adult-only spaces. The big difference is that Disney's are still kind of family friendly. Yeah,
we're not super like nightclub people or casino people. And so to be on a ship that has adults-only spaces that you just grab a drink and be somewhere peaceful.
Yeah, and just like, I love the fact that they call the adults-only beach Serenity Bay, because I feel like that word sums it up perfectly. Just be able to get away from, not even necessarily the kids, just kind of the loudness and and just kind of being able to relax for a little bit. Because there's nothing wrong with the kids' spaces, like where it's parents and families and stuff.
And we love spending a lot of time on those common spaces.
But it's a nice balance. And like Michelle said, it's also nice that it's not kind of as in your face as what other ships are, where it's not as party based. It still kind of has that family element. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So another important thing to Michelle and I is the ability to kind of control how we want our cruise and our vacation to go, right?
Yeah, both Kyle and I love a Disney vacation, but it's nice with the Disney cruise that you can choose to either go as much Disney or as little Disney as you want. You can, a lot of times you can be focused on that travel and on the destinations and excursions.
Yeah, or you can go full Disney adult.
And just lean into everything Disney about the ship. So it's nice for us to kind of
be able to control that.
Have Disney be at the core of everything, but also not have to go full in Disney if we don't want, or to just go head first into Disney.
Yeah, I think it's very unique too to the cruise line, like Michelle said, because even if you go to the parks, you can't really, it's kind of go, go, go all day. You don't have that choice.
Away from Disney. You are full Disney adulting.
You're full Disney adulting at that point. But with the cruise line, like Michelle said, you can kind of pull back. You can enjoy those adult-only spaces. Even if you're at one of the private islands, if you go out to Serenity Bay, you wouldn't even know that you're at a Disney location at Serenity Bay. It's just beautiful. So that option there is, I think, really important to us. Because I think it varies even sometimes day by day.
Yeah.
It's like if you went full Disney adult one day, you might want the next day to reset. And so it's kind of nice to have that.
Yeah, and to have something that we're familiar with and comfortable with and something that we know that we're going to love.
Yeah. So wrapping up this video, guys, there's really just so many reasons why we love like cruising with Disney that this is just a summary, really.
Yeah, and there's so much we didn't touch on, like even the fact that there's 6 different ships right now and
counting.
Yeah. That there's so much variance in what you could do and what you could explore, itineraries to go on.
The different classes of ships themselves and all of the options that come along with that.
Yeah, there's so many reasons of why we love Disney and that we're going to keep cruising Disney. Because there's a ton that we have to explore too.
Yeah, and so we're super excited to do that. And that kind of leads to the next point. We kind of teased it in this video, if you caught it in the intro. We said that in October, we'll have been on our 6th cruise. What does that mean?
It means that we have a cruise in October.
Yeah, we changed. We mentioned last week that we actually canceled our Destiny cruise. Yes. So we didn't want to not cruise. So what we did was we booked a cruise in October. Do you want to share which ship we're going on?
Yeah, we're doing the Disney Dream, which is one we really wanted. As we were kind of going through and filming a lot of these videos, we realized that
Wish ship.
And we've done a lot of research with the older class ships, and we've been on an older class ship. We've been on the Fantasy.
Our first cruise was on the Fantasy,
But we didn't get a chance to vlog it, and there's a lot that we want to share with you guys about the older class ships that we want to also experience ourselves again.
Yeah, and this is kind of another point with that is that we realized that kind of with the newest ship is always going to be the most expensive, right? So, and there's going to be a lot of people like vloggers that are going to be able to cover that. So you'll still be able to see it, just won't be through our lens. But a big thing for us is being able to give people like realistic cruise expectations of like ways that they can still cruise. And I feel like sometimes like it would be easy for us to film the Destiny and be like, this is amazing, because it's going to be amazing. Yeah. But that might be discouraging to a family of, say, 5 that's looking at that cruise, and because that's a brand new ship, that cruise is like $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. Like, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And so we want to show some of the older ships because they're still just as great and have incredible itineraries, and we want to be able to showcase that to hit kind of a broader audience.
Yeah.
So we hope that you guys will join us in October for that series. We're really excited. And we only have, 12 days? I keep forgetting how many days. We're almost to single digits. When this video comes out, I think we'll be in single digits. For our treasure cruise. So super excited about that.
It'll be so great.
Can't wait to share that with you. And then if you didn't hear, we have another cruise after that.
In July.
That's going to be a 4-night on the Wish, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
We'll be able to kind of compare and contrast the Wish.
Do things that we still haven't done, even though this will be our 3rd time on the Wish.
Yeah, we mentioned before that we're going to be cruising with some friends of ours that are current cruisers but haven't cruised Disney, but are big Disney fans.
Yeah.
So that'll be a unique perspective.
Yeah.
But I think with that, we will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye.